Well, good morning, everybody. It's the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Oh, good morning. This is
And
Bev.
it's our favorite day of the
Yes.
month
Oh,
because we're
we
actually
are
boing, boing,
here.
boing together.
Bumping
We're
heads.
bumping into each other.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. So, we're going to have a great show today because we're going to talk about something at least the two of us have gotten involved in, and that's aging.
Yes. Yes.
But we had a great celebration for Jenny's
Oh.
80th birthday, and let's just start with that one first before we. Well, no. So the reason we're going to talk about this too, besides celebrating Jenny's 80th birthday last night, is Dr. Stevenson, when she did the research with us, said this that she, as a doctor, could extend people's life. She could give them a lot more years. She couldn't do anything for the quality of their life. And that's why she liked BioTouch.
Wow. That's a very profound statement.
Yeah. So we want to know what you're doing to use BioTouch for your healthy aging as we talk a little bit about how that really can work for you. But first, let's show you a few pictures here. And there is Jenny.
There's the birthday girl.
80 years
Young.
young or
She-
old. I
she
like
is.
getting old, but
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, getting old
It's
is
just a word.
yeah. And I mean, look at her. She just is great. And of
Oh my
course,
gosh.
she gets BioTouch all the time
Yeah.
from this other guy
Yeah.
who gets BioTouch all the time.
From Jenny.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So, we really use it in our life.
Oh,
And,
I love that.
she's not quite a few. She's a few years older than I am.
Yeah.
She's rocking the cradle.
Right.
And her kids said, "Oh, yeah, you're a cougar, man."
Oh,
Yeah, her grandkids.
that's wonderful.
And here are her grandkids. I mean, here's Jenny with her grandkids. I mean, it's funny how they tower above her
I
now.
know.
And Chance is the younger of the two, Carol Ann.
Yeah.
And there she is with her grandkids. And here are her children. That's
Two
her,
of them,
yes,
anyway,
her
huh?
oldest daughter and her youngest daughter.
daughter.
And Jenny's just keeping right up with
I
them.
know. My
mean,
goodness.
it's
She looks
amazing.
like the middle sister.
Yeah, right. And then what we have is we have a great shot from some people who are using BioTouch in their healthy aging. And the one we want to show here is Robin and Terry.
Terry, yes.
Robin is one of our old-time, long-time
goodness.
practitioners. She helped create this space here in
Yes,
Tucson.
she did. She
lived
was a
with-
member of the board for
member
a long
of the
time.
board.
Yep.
She lived at the biohouse and helped people when they came from out of town. And
Yep.
she's been hanging out with Terry here for quite a few years
Yeah.
now. And he has been dealing years ago with stage 4 cancer.
Mhm.
And let me make sure everybody's able to hear us. Yep, so far. And he's been dealing with stage 4 cancer, done an amazing amount of chemotherapy, radiation,
All that.
and totally, sometimes ending up in the hospital for
Yeah.
days. Something will clog up or stop. Robin works with him every day, and he looks great in that picture. I mean, he's lost a ton of weight, and his voice is gone because of the chemo
Right.
and the radiation.
Right.
He's still got the lung cancer. I think they say they've given him months, but he's just enjoying life.
He is.
And I just have to give credit to Robin to dedicating to do BioTouch with him and for him to allow that too.
I know. She told me from the very beginning that she was doing that, and he went to his doctor, and wow, what's going on here?
Right.
Yeah.
And so he was able to come party with us for a while. Usually,
Yes.
He's got good days, bad days, but it was nice
He
to
was
see
in great
him there.
form last night.
Yes, he was. And then of course there is the two. Who are those people?
I don't know.
Mondays with Bev and
Monday
Paul.
was on Sunday night.
Sunday night. So it was a great experience and a great reminder.
It was wonderful.
oh.
It was very intimate, and yet, wow, all these amazing people that showed up to celebrate with Jenny.
Right.
And gosh, I was very honored to be there with her
and,
for that.
And so we want to share with you about using BioTouch and why it's important to do.
Right.
And we'll start with just the research. Here's Dr. Kenna's research. The stress, chronic stress creates immune dysregulation, cortisol dysregulation, and all these things that happen with aging: dementia, cardiovascular disease, infection,
On
benign
and
tumors,
on, huh?
mood disorders, obesity. And BioTouch, when you bring BioTouch into that stress cycle, you improve the circadian pattern of cortisol release, and you increase interleukin 12 to improve your immune system function, which increases the activity of genes that fight infection and cancer and promote healthy aging.
Wow, that's something else. And I'm just going to say one more time, what blows me away about her research and her findings with that interleukin 12, as we've said it before, this is at this point, this is the only thing that can produce interleukin 12 is the body itself.
Right.
BioTouch stimulates the body to increase the amount of interleukin 12. That just blows me away. You can't take a supplement, you can't take a shot. They haven't figured out how to do that. And these women in that research, all their interleukin 12 levels rose. That's incredible.
So that alone is enough to say, well, why not do BioTouch? You know?
Why not?
And BioTouch helps us, as we were talking about, get in touch with this body.
Yes.
Because as we get older, we tend to even dissociate more from it.
Well, yeah, we've been in a system that doesn't promote getting in touch with your own body.
Right. Right.
And I'm a firm believer that the reason that you're able to do what you're doing right now is because of the you get BioTouch, and you have for how long? You're connected to your body, and you're making choices from an awareness.
Right.
That most people haven't really been given.
And I think that's the key, folks. You know, we're not saying BioTouch
is the all too all.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's about, as you just talked about, getting in touch with your body. What does this body need?
Right.
Where am I in my own growth?
Yes.
Do I even want to do intervention? I mean, we've had many people who have done BioTouch instead of intervention in their final days.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah.
They didn't, I remember this woman that came and had breast cancer, and it was already oozing out of the breast and stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
her decision was no treatment.
Mm.
And BioTouch helped her heal. BioTouch made her final days peaceful, you know, and gave her that inner strength that in trusting her decision.
Well, again, as Kenna found, improved her quality of life.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're terminal or you're gonna completely. It's really the journey itself, that quality of life.
And I think there's a book out. I can't remember the name of it. I'll bring it up sometime. Where there's doctors now, and actually talking to Chance's fiance, Abby, who's now becoming a doctor.
Yeah.
And they're talking more and more about helping patients choose what treatment they want to live the quality of life that they want.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's really.
And that's where
important.
BioTouch fits in.
Yeah, it's what BioTouch does on its own, you know, and really helps us to open ourselves up in that journey of self-awareness. This is why we stress self-awareness. It's not about, oh, I'm conscious and I'm this. It brings us into, in many cases, a whole different point of reference. It helps us to begin a relationship with ourselves in that body, wherever we are in that journey, and opens us up to, as we've said many times, begin to take personal responsibility to make different changes and choices that maybe we never allowed ourselves to, you know. And right. I just think it's just part of that, a very important part of the healing process, to be present with that.
And we talk about that in the terms of self-awareness,
right?
You know, and how BioTouch, you become so aware of living in this body and finding out what does it need. And not just what it needs, but maybe different reference points. Like, who should I go meet?
You become the researcher, as you were saying, don't you? I've done that with my own body. Oh my God, that's so powerful.
Yes. and again, for my prostate condition, I went to one doctor and all he could tell me was non-compliant, because I was questioning
You
me.
go to the corner. Bad patient, you.
And yet, through that, standing up for what I knew in myself, and I remember even having tears about trusting that it was not time to do intervention. It was
Oh,
time to research
wow.
and just keep getting biotouch and it keep, trusting, research. And so I would find a naturopath who only dealt with prostate. Then I found a urologist who very much said to me, when I told him all the other things I was doing, what the naturopath was saying, and I thanked him for allowing me to share that with him.
Yeah.
And he said to me, well, I really appreciate that you've done your homework because most men come in here not knowing anything, living in fear, and just
Yes.
wanting me to make their decisions.
Right. Yep.
So you need to find doctors like that. They're out there.
They're out. They really are.
Yes.
It's starting to become more and more. There's changes going on even in those kinds of situations in that community.
Yes.
A lot of opening going on.
And
Yeah.
so really, we truly believe, and it's even beyond belief. I still can't believe BioTouch works.
I know. Huh? What?
I just worked with a young man yesterday. I was like, the other Friday, I was like, what? This worked again? It's like, but we really know that just by doing BioTouch, it helps you with that self-awareness, helps you find exactly who you needed to find when you needed to find them. Now that sounds so esoteric and maybe spiritual,
Good.
but that's the reality of life.
Guess what the most important person that you get to find?
You're right.
Yourself.
Yes, you,
You.
out there watching
Oh my
us
goodness.
over here.
I know, yeah.
It's like, who created
Find
you?
yourself.
Did you create us or did we create you?
Are we just a figment of
Right, it's just
imagination?
one AI after another. So it's, as you can see, our health and the steps that we take, it's got to be a fun journey.
Oh yeah.
The minute it becomes dreadful and yeah, there's low times and there's high times, but it's that strength that you find within.
The trusting, as you were saying
Yes.
before, I think trusting ourselves is such a big, because trust is maybe one of those words that we just kind of throw around, but what does that really mean? But BioTouch offers us so many opportunities to begin to trust the fact that we can really be empowered to make decisions that maybe we couldn't before, or afraid to, or really didn't have enough information. When you become that researcher and everything else, you start to develop really a library of things that you can, and then you can start trusting yourself as you are to say no, not at this time, or yes, I think it's time for me to do this. That makes a whole bunch of difference when you're going through that journey, because you're not a victim anymore.
Right. And I think that's a key, and especially, and that goes for both sides. It doesn't matter if it's allopathic or complementary integrative.
Right.
Some of the, complementary integrative therapists, can be just as dogmatic
Yes.
as allopathic.
Yes.
And, oh, you got to take this and this diet, and you got to be strict, and if you eat this amount of this, so, you're going to blow the whole system, and only do this. I hear that so many times. Oh, only do this. Don't do anything else so we can know whether or not this is working.
Uh-oh.
And I'm always like, those are the people you want to run away from. You want to find those people who are going to help you pursue a holistic, as we've talked about all the time. And
definitely.
we use the word WH.
H. Whole.
Whole. Right?
Yes.
Even though they spell it just with an H.
I know,
I
but
never understood
but
that.
but I know, me neither. I'm like, is it okay?
So BioTouch can be added to your holistic approach to taking responsibility for your own health care. When you look at people like Terry and Jenny and these people, who have gone through interventions.
Yeah.
My brother who, had the cancer and chemo.
Look at Molly, his daughter.
Yeah,
what
Molly,
happened with you in
it just
Hawaii?
goes on and on, You worked with Don, and, all of a sudden, what was he feeling? Oh my God, my body is like tweaking
Yeah,
here.
this
What's
side of
happening?
my back usually doesn't hurt. Well, okay. That's the journey of BioTouch.
Yes.
Wants to be whole
Yes.
again.
And so when we've been out of alignment or out of holistic
Yes.
approach, we're one-sided for
Right.
so many years or decades,
Yep.
and you start doing BioTouch, when you start coming back into a balance, the body can sort of
It's
freak out.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
can be.
Mhm.
And so, just you have to keep trusting it. You don't want, it's sort of like, oh, well, if you get this operation, you're going to go through A, B, C, D, and you're going to have, bleeding and this and that. Well, and we still do it. But when you tell somebody about BioTouch, oh, do this light touch, your body will adjust itself.
Yep.
All of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I can't
That,
can't
huh?
do that. Yeah, what kind of stuff? What do you
Yeah.
mean? I'm going to go through that kind of change. So it's so lopsided sometimes.
Very, very. Yeah.
So we are here to continually help you get BioTouch into your family. Again, if we
That's
look
where
at,
we start, isn't it? That's our goal.
yeah,
Really.
if we
our
look at this
vision.
picture of Terry and Robin, it's right there in their homes.
Yes.
Or if he's in the hospital for days, she's able
She's
to go
there.
over there and help him.
Yep.
So that's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it really has made a difference.
So learn BioTouch. It's easy. Go to justtouch.com. We also have classes in this program. Where's our next one? Our next one is with Eileen. This is in person here in Tucson if you're here locally, June 22 and 23. Also, our next workshop, a lot of people have already signed up for this, Hashimoto's disease.
Yes.
We had Deborah Shieldhouse, who's up there having her 50th wedding anniversary with her husband.
I know. My
and
goodness.
redoing their vows.
Yep.
She's the author of our book, BioTouch Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips. And that will be Thursday the 27th. And of course, if you're on our email list, you can get that sent to you right after if you can't show up at the exact time. So
we're trying to make it accessible and as simple as possible for you to claim BioTouch. It already is there for everyone, and you already have what it takes to ignite that, to help other people, and to really literally receive it yourself.
yes.
And begin that journey. It has this rippling, so much about caring and compassion and love. That's the true healing journey I think we're all on.
Yes.
Learning to love and, yeah.
And again, just by doing the greeting, 30 seconds, you touching one person, somebody touching you, takes 30 seconds, and it can change our trajectory.
Absolutely.
So please let us know how we can help you. We're here, office@justtouch.com. There's our phone number, 520-323-7951. Give us a call. Anybody who answers can help you. So
Okay.
thank you. Good to be here.
Yep.
And happy aging, everybody.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind, and the pain is too much. What we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be. I know this to be true. It happens to me and you. In the middle of the day, energy just fades away. Down the line we realize we can re-energize, feeling better in the end, with attention from a friend. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.